scheduled to battle Norway, Saudi Arabia, Colombia in group stage of 2025 Under-20 World Cup in Chile. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. Lagos residents have applauded the Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Obafemi Hamzat administration over their developmental strides in the state. Residents also lauded the state government's commitment to digital engagement, critical feedback, accountability, and transparency, while describing Lagos as becoming a nation within a nation, owing to its scale of development. These commendations came to the fore at a weekly X-Space discussion aimed at bridging the engagement gap between the state government and residents. Ask Lagos. Speaking on the topic, scorecard of the Sanwo-Olu Hamzat administration, triumphs and trials of the second tenure in office, Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Omotosho, highlighted tangible milestones achieved under the Themes Plus agenda. Omotosho spoke of massive improvements in transportation infrastructure, notably the operational blue and red rail line, the proposed green line, purchase of the new BRT buses, and junction improvement. In the health sector, Omotosho said projects such as the new Massey Street Hospital, maternal and childcare hospitals in Badagry, Itiosa, and a new general hospital in Ojo are taking shape to take charge of the health challenges of Lagosians. Omotosho also mentioned that over 2,000 education projects and the promotion of a tech-driven learning environment have made it easy for students and teachers in the state to thrive both locally and internationally. He said Lagos has just been declared the world's best technology innovation center in the world, stating that there is a Lagos Science Research and Innovation Council, LASRIC Fund, that has about $1 billion to disburse to anybody who has any innovative ideas for startups in the state. Omotosho reiterated the Sanwo-Olu Hamzat administration's commitment to completing all ongoing projects while ensuring that Lagos remains Africa's model mega city. In a bid to strengthen interagency collaboration, the Commissioner for Wealth Creation and Employment, Akinyemi Ajibotafe, has received a delegation from the Lagos State Resilience Office, LASRO, led by the Chief Resilience Officer, Folayinka Dania, on a courtesy visit to the ministry. By receiving the delegation, Ajibotafe reaffirmed the ministry's pivotal role in driving sustainable wealth creation and employment opportunities through well-targeted policies, innovative initiatives, and capacity-building programs. On her part, Chief Resilience Officer Folayinka Dania explained that LASRO is currently engaging key stakeholders across the state to collect data and institutional insights to inform the development of Lagos Resilience Strategy 2.0. The updated strategy is expected to reflect present realities, enhance policy responsiveness, and strengthen Lagos State's capacity to withstand socio-economic and environmental shocks. In its determination to guard against examination malpractice and ensure strict compliance with examination guidelines, the Lagos State Office of Education Quality Assurance, OEQA, has embarked on monitoring exercise of the ongoing West African Senior School Certificate Examination, WASC, in both private and public schools within Education District 2. Coordinating Director of OEQA, Remy Abdul, who led the monitoring exercise to Alakbere Community Senior Secondary School, stated that the state government will not tolerate any form of malpractice. He warned that anyone caught engaging in such acts would face the full consequences. Abdul admonished students to avoid carrying any incriminating materials and to strictly adhere to the rules and regulations governing the examination. He stated that the state government had invested significantly in students' preparation for WASC through initiatives such as the Core Learners Support Program, compulsory early morning and afternoon intervention classes. According to him, these initiatives were intended to enhance students' academic performance, particularly in external examinations. now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to empowering Nigerian youth and promoting human rights and social inclusion as key drivers of national development. Speaking at the launch of the Good Governance Advocacy Program tagged #Voice Hearing Action in Abuja, Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Lanre Issa Onilu, emphasized the vital role of young people in shaping Nigeria's future. Issa Onilu, who was represented by the agency's Director of Youth Research, Engagement and Inclusion, Onyema Ngozi, described youth as the powerhouse of the nation. Highlighting the importance of social inclusion, he said, in a diverse nation like Nigeria, social inclusion is not just a moral imperative, but a necessity for sustainable development. Issa Onilu pledged the agency's continued support for civic education initiatives and youth-led advocacy efforts, urging young people to engage policymakers, participate in development projects, and drive positive change from their communities. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has scheduled Saturday, July 20, 2026 for the gubernatorial election in Ekiti State and Saturday, August 8, 2026 for the election in Osun State. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu announced the dates during the swearing-in ceremony of 6 newly appointed resident electoral commissioners, RECs, whose nominations were recently approved by the National Assembly. Yakubu also revealed that the commission is finalizing preparations for the by-elections to fill vacant seats in the national and state houses of assembly and the commencement of continuous voter registration. The INEC chairman said, in line with the requirements of the law, the commission is under legal obligation to publish notices for major elections not later than 360 days before the date fixed for the election. Yakubu added that the detailed timetable and schedule of activities for the elections have been uploaded to the Commission's website and other social media platforms for the guidance of political parties and for public information. And now to foreign news. Russia says it will send a delegation to Istanbul on Monday for a second round of peace talks with Ukraine. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov says Moscow's conditions for a temporary truce were being developed and will be discussed in Turkey. Ukraine has said it remains committed to dialogue but will not send a delegation until it receives details of Russia's ceasefire proposal. The first round of talks between low-level Russian and Ukrainian delegations took place earlier this month, resulting in both sides returning hundreds of prisoners in the biggest exchange since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha said Ukraine has already sent its own vision of future steps to Russia, adding that Moscow must accept an unconditional ceasefire to pave the way for broader negotiations. In now sports, Nigeria's Flying Eagles will face Colombia, Saudi Arabia and Norway in Group F at the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. The Flying Eagles group stage opponents were confirmed after the draw was concluded in Santiago, Chile in the early hours of today. The Flying Eagles qualified for the World Cup after finishing third at the Under-20 AFCON in Egypt. This year's FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile will take place from September 27 to October 19. And that's all for the news at 4. Your vehicle is not a strong room. Please always keep your valuables off the view of miscreants. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms on X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration empowered 600 women with ingenious business ideas to the tune of 4 billion naira through the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund? LSETFW initiative to empower Lagosians. You can get more details on the Lagos State government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos residents have applauded the Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Obafemi Hamzat administration over their developmental strides in the state. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to empowering Nigerian youth and promoting human rights and social inclusion as key drivers of national development. We also told you that Russia says it will send a delegation to Istanbul on Monday for a second round of peace talks with Ukraine. And in sports, Nigeria's Flying Eagles will face Colombia, Saudi Arabia, and Norway in Group F at the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Kayode Mafolashiri. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good afternoon.